In a forest pond in eastern North America, a salamander lays her eggs and swims away. Left behind, these tiny embryos seems completely helpless. They can't hunt, they can't move, and there is no obvious source of food. But there is something happening inside them. That something is going to blur the line between plants and animals. What if I told you that there are some animals that can use sunlight to make food, just like plants? Seems impossible, right? But wait until you meet Elysia chlorotica, a sea slug that can exactly do that. And no, this isn't your typical animal teams up with plant situation. This sea slug does something far stranger. It steals parts of a plant and uses them as its own. Elysia lives in shallow coastal waters where sunlight can easily reach her. When she's young, she feeds on green algae, eating large amounts of it. But here's the twist. Instead of digesting the algae completely, she keeps their chloroplasts, the tiny structure responsible for photosynthesis, intact and store them into her own cells. These stolen chloroplasts continue to function, allowing her to use sunlight to make energy. Her body turns green and functions like a plant. This is the best version of you are what you eat. After this phase, she doesn't even have to eat as much. She can simply sit under the sun and make her own energy. Pretty incredible, right? But she's not alone. There are several species of sea slugs that can also do this, each one more beautiful and more fascinating than the last. But there is one that is very adorable. Meet the leaf sheep. This tiny sea slug looks like a cartoon sheep, but it's actually photosynthetic. Like Elysia, they also steal chloroplasts from algae and keep them alive inside their body. It's like nature made a Pokémon character and gave the power of plants to make it very weird yet very beautiful. But here's the bigger question. Does this only happens in small, simple animals? To answer this, let's go back to those salamander eggs. Scientists discovered that there are some algae that lives inside these embryos. These algae provide these embryos with oxygen and energy to grow. Sometimes chloroplast can even end up into these salamander cells, and for a brief moment in their early life, these salamanders can act like plants and produce energy from sunlight and grow. But this ability doesn't last forever. As these salamanders grow, the chloroplast containing cells get replaced by ordinary cells and the photosynthetic ability is lost. So yeah, there are some animals that can behave like plants, but there is a question that naturally comes: whether we human beings could ever become photosynthetic. Can we also take the chloroplast into our body and become like plants? Some researchers have tried inserting chloroplast into some animal cells and they became photosynthetic. To make a human being a photosynthetic animal, there are few limitations that we have to know. The biggest challenge is our surface area. We don't have enough surface area to produce enough energy to survive. Even if we could somehow control chloroplasts inside our body, we cannot produce enough energy. But for now, the closest we get to photosynthesis is by standing under the sun and pretending. Meanwhile, these slugs are out here actually doing it. If this kind of weird biology fascinates you, subscribe to my channel.